aging report, and I have already sent you the functional specification. First I'll talk here theoretically, then we'll go through that functional specification, okay, and we'll
Sir,
understand.
can I share my screen, sir?
For
F110, I'm getting an error.
shall we connect after this topic? I mean,
Okay, sir.
once this topic
Yeah.
is over.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah. In the meantime, you please send me your server detail in my WhatsApp number. So I will log in from my side and I'll troubleshoot your issue. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So what is called vendor aging report? Ashok, what is called vendor aging report?
Uh,
Hmm?
how many open items are there
Correct.
under vendor?
Correct. How many open items are there which are due?
Yes.
Okay. It generally shows the open item due for the vendors. Okay. And it also shows you if it is due, for how many days it is due. 1 month, 2 months, 4 months, or 0 to 30 days, 30 to 60 days, 60 to 90 days. Okay. That classification or the categorization of the dues of the date also you can find in the vendor aging report. So it basically gives you the due invoices by the vendor, okay, by the timeline. Okay, right? You're understanding, right? What I'm trying to tell.
Yes,
Is
sir.
it clear, right? So let's say I will tell my vendor aging report in basic. I'm telling will show my vendor number, my invoices, and due by how many days. 0 to 30 days, how many invoices are due? 31 to 60 days, how many invoices are due? Likewise, so it is known as a vendor aging report. Is that clear to everyone? First of all, what is called vendor aging report? Is there any question? What
No,
is called
sir.
first? No, right? So you got it, right? So vendor aging report, vendor aging means old. So how many vendor invoices are due by how many days? Very simple. Is known as a vendor aging report. Now to build any report, not just vendor report, to build any report, there are four principles you have to understand, four pillar. Okay, while discussing with the business or while preparing the functional specification, four pillar you have to understand. Pillar number one, selection parameter, selection input parameter. Okay, whenever business says that I need vendor aging report, okay, you have to ask, first of all, try to understand either there is any standard report. Okay, there are a lot of standard reports available in SAP. Please, that part I'm forgetting to tell. First, check lot of vendor aging reports are there. If that is meeting the requirements, suggest them standard T code. If not meeting, then only. Okay, so if it is not meeting by standard T code, then you have to go for, you consider as a gap, and you have to prepare the functional specification to develop this report. Now to develop the vendor aging report or any report, there are four principles you have to understand. First is known as a selection input parameter. This basically means the first screen when you run the T code, the first screen, what are the parameters you want to enter to run the report? That you have to ask. Let me show you one standard report. And this is what same you have to ask with the business. What is their selection parameter? Remember this. If you remember this 4 principle, then it will be easy for you to develop any report. Let's say I want to run FBL1N. Okay, this is my vendor line item report. This is known as a input selection parameter. If I want to run this vendor line item display report, SAP has given vendor account. You can enter the vendor account from and to. Then it is given multiple selection also. It is given company code. You can run by company code also from and to multiple selection. You have open date, cleared item, and all item. This is known as a radio button. This one. If you come below here, you have this is the checkbox. Checkbox means in the difference between radio button and checkbox is that in radio button you can select only one. If you select this one, by default other will go. But in checkbox you can select multiple like this. Okay, this is no checkbox. Then you have layout. So you have to ask with the business first of all, what is the input selection parameter? How you want to run the report? What are the field you want in the input selection parameter? And what are the field is you want mandatory as a mandatory field that must be entered to run the report? What are the field you want from into multiple selection, radio button, checkbox? You must ask to the business. Whenever you are analyzing the vendor aging report, not only vendor aging report, any report you are building, you must ask this question to the business input selection parameter question. You have to ask them. Now, tell me if you are building the vendor aging report, what are the field maybe business may ask? It should come from the business. You have to during the requirement discussion time you have to collect it, the input selection parameter fields. Okay, but you think and tell me what are the fields generally maybe business will tell you uh, to run the report. Hmm? Tell me, sir. Tell me what are the field generally business may ask you to put in the input selection parameter. Hmm? Any idea?
The number and date.
Sorry, what you are telling?
The number and
Vendor number. Okay, your voice is very slow. Chalo, vendor number then
print date.
what?
Posting date range.
Posting key date. Okay, posting date or key date. Okay,
The selection parameter.
what?
Terms of payments.
By terms of payment also they will run.
No, that's what I'm saying. Selection parameters it will not.
It will not. It may be the field of the output,
Yeah,
but
correct.
in the selection parameter, what are the fields they may use? Okay, let me show you one standard report. You may not be getting idea. Let me show some standard report. From here also you could have got the idea, but you are not getting, no problem. I want to show you practical. Let's say I want to show you one standard vendor aging report. Okay, and check it. There are many report as I'm saying, but let us check one. 870120084. Okay, so open item vendor due. So what are the field given here? If you see, just to get some idea. So you told vendor account, but you don't tell company code. By company code, you don't want to run the vendor aging report. You have not told when. Then key date, you have already told, no problem. Then this is the what given in the this standard report. Let me open few more standard report. Then you'll understand, some idea you'll get. Okay. Let me open 2084 done, right? Now 83, let me run. Okay, check in this one. Oh, it is list of the vendor open item. This is not. Let me open few more report, standard report 2078. 2078. See in this, what are the things they given? Only same. So mostly if you can find it that they are giving vendor account, company code and key date. Okay. Now assume this is what a standard report is given, but this standard report is not meeting. They are telling that no, this there are very less selection parameters are given. We are not okay with this one. Okay. Let me put US 75 is our company code for practice. Okay. Now run it. See how it looks. Okay. So this is how it is coming. 0 to 30 days due. Okay. Not due. Total open item. 31 to 60, 61. This is how standard report is coming. But let's say they are not okay with this report. First of all, they are not, business is not okay with this input selection itself. They are not okay. They want few more. Let us go to dynamic selection. See, in the dynamic selection, there are few more fields given. Based on this also you can run the report. See, observe it here. All these fields are given. Industry, account group, country, alternative pay. See, these are the fields given. By these fields you can run the report. But in the output you are not getting multiple fields what business needed. So there should be some gap between the requirement and standard solution. Then only you have to build the custom report. Now at least you got the idea. In the input selection parameter I shown you. See, these are the input selection parameter. I can give any of this and run the report. Now you tell me, at least give some idea. Think about it. See, brainstorm it. Don't come here as an idle, inactive person. Tell me what are the field maybe you want to run the vendor aging report. What are the field you may enter? Or let's say you have to ask this question to the business in case if they're telling we don't know, we need vendor aging report, but we don't know. Tell me what is the best practice you have done for other client. What you'll propose to them? Okay. Okay, you're not replying. Okay, let's say vendor is telling I want to run by the purchasing organization also. Okay, this is another field. Let's say they are telling that I may run based on reconciliation account. Okay, reconciliation GL account is there, right? Sometime I may enter reconciliation account and run the report. I may run by vendor group. Tell some other field also, please tell. Any other?
Company code.
Company code. Oh, major thing we are missing. Thank you, Samira. Company code itself we are missing. It's major thing. Okay, let's say these are the things. There may be other so many fields. They may run by industry. They may run by city. They run by business place. There can be many. Okay, many things. They may run by state if it is India. Okay, so they may run by a multiple way. Now let's say these are the field they want into the input selection parameter. Now you have to ask them how they want. They want from and to, option to enter from and to. They want multiple selection. Okay, how they want. Either they want from and to, or only one check, one box they want. Means only one vendor you have to enter. If there is no from and to, only one vendor option they're giving. Either this field is mandatory. When you are entering the in the report, either vendor number must be entered. Is it mandatory? So you have to ask all this question. Okay, you have to ask this question. Either it should from into multiple selection radio button mandatory field, or it is checkbox. So you have to ask this question, logical question you have to ask. And generally vendor, you'll ask from into and multiple selection, and either it is mandatory or optional. Okay. Then key date, agent, which date you are running the report. You want to analyze the vendor aging report agent 2-day date. So that is known as key date. Now key date, you have option. Key date generally it will be single date, single selection. Single selection. Okay, it will be single selection. Now I have seen vendor aging report generally they want to run during month end, let's say. So you can fill the date automatically. Let's say you are sure that you run the vendor aging report every month end. Okay, let's say today is 14, but you run vendor aging report as a part of month end. So you can automatically fill the month end date. You no need to type the key date. Let system automatically fill the key date. Okay. Or you want to run today, so you want to feed the current date, then let pick automatically the current date. You don't want to fill. See, if I run here FBL1N, if you observe here, see FBL1N, see today date it is automatically filling, and it is in changeable mode. If I want to change, I can change it. So you have to ask this question with the business. Key date you want system fill automatically, or you'll be typing all the time. If you want to fill automatically, which date you want to fill? Only two date generally you'll be used. Either if they want to run during month end, last month, last date will be filled automatically, or generally they will run agent 2-day date, current date. So current date should be filled. Either it should be changeable, not changeable. Generally make changeable. Okay, because you may give some other date also to run the report. So you have to ask this question with them. Okay, you have to ask this question with them. Your understanding, any question? Anybody has any question what I'm trying to explain here? Hello? Yes, no, please reply. Hello? Yes, no, please
No, sir.
reply quickly. Is it
No, sir.
clear?
Right now. Yes, it's clear.
Okay. Now purchase organization. Again here also from into multiple selection, mandatory, not mandatory. Reconciliation account same, from into multiple selection, mandatory, not mandatory. Vendor group. Vendor group, let's say you have only two vendor group. Only two vendor group you have created for the client. Then maybe you can bring as a here as a as a checkbox you can bring. Vendor account group, only two, domestic and foreign, only two group you have. You can bring in the screen itself that domestic vendor group, foreign vendor group, and you can bring the checkbox option. Just I'm telling, don't go in this kind of solution, because in future you don't know how many vendor group will create. So never go in this way. But I'm just telling, you may create bring that is a checkbox. If I want to run as a domestic vendor group, I'll check first. If I want to run both, I'll select second also. Okay, you can bring as a checkbox also, but don't bring as a checkbox. I'll always go from and to. Okay. Similarly, company code from and to, mandatory, multiple selection. So this point you have to discuss as a input selection parameter. Okay, this is very important. First point, first principle you have to understand. Then processing logic. This is where you'll fail. If you don't know table and field, this is where you'll fail. Processing logic. Before going for processing logic, you have to understand the output. Then only you can build the logic. Go to output 3. Output. When you want to run the vendor aging report, what is the output? What you need? Let's say when I'm running this report, if I'm running, what output I'm getting? Let's say I'm giving here 501. I'm giving US 75. Okay, there is nothing. Oh, select this, run it. There is no open item, run another vendor. Here also no. 3. Oh, there is nothing posted. Okay, let me go to clear all item then. $500 to 505. Run it. Okay, so you can find this. This is known as output. You are getting status, assignment, document number, type, document date. Here you are getting special GL indicator. Here you are getting due date symbol, amount in local currency, like this. This is known as output. So you have to ask first output. In the vendor aging report, what is the output the business want? You have to list down in the Excel. Okay, let's say they want company code in the output. They want vendor code, vendor name, okay, terms of payment, then amount in local currency, document currency they want, you have to discuss. That's the reason I'm telling everything you have to discuss. Amount in document currency, amount in local currency, amount in group currency. In case they want in amount in document currency, amount in local currency, amount in group currency. Then what else you want? You want vendor group reconciliation account, vendor group reconciliation account. What else you need as a output? Okay, what are the thing business want as output? Hmm? You have to discuss with the business. Whatever they need, you have to discuss everything with the business. Okay. Let's say your vendor group code is coming. You may bring the vendor group text also, like here, vendor name, vendor code. What else you want? You have to discuss everything. Okay. At last, let's say these are the output field. At last, obviously, you'll have the vendor aging. Vendor aging analysis. Okay. In vendor aging analysis, that bifurcation of the due date 0 to 30 days. This is one bifurcation. 31 to 60, that is another. This is the ultimate result business wants. Okay, along with all this field. Then 61 to 90 days, 91 to 120 days, 121 to, let's say, 160 days, and 161 to 180 days, and above 180. Like this. This is what they want. Other field also, there may be multiple field also will be there. It is known as a vendor aging output. When they run the report, they may need other so many field: document date, posting date, a special GL indicator, okay, any block indicator. They may, there may be many scenario, either any partial payment done, residual payment done, okay, that kind of indicator also they want. So they may need multiple fields. You have to discuss with them what they want as output. What they want as output. Is it making sense? Is it clear what I'm trying to say here? Hello? Is it clear? Anybody has any question?
Yes, sir. Sir, FBL1N, after building the standard report, that is the output, sir. FBL1N, that is
This
the
is the
output.
output mean this one, sir. This is the output. When you
Ah,
run the report, what you get, this is the
yes.
output. So when you're building any report, you have to ask with the business, what is the output they want to see? Okay, na?
Okay.
Everyone is clear?
Yes,
See,
sir.
I generally don't ask person by person, but I have to ask because many a time we don't say that I have understood. Even sometimes we say we have understood without understanding. That's the reason I ask person by person. So Samira, did you understand?
Yes, sir. This I understood.
Okay, good. Now, if you understood the output, then next you have to discuss about the layout. Okay, you have to understand the layout. Layout means when you run the report, how you want to see. Here first see your status coming, then assignment coming, then document number coming, then type coming, then document date coming, like this it is coming. So you have to, this is known as a layout. So you have to ask them, what is the layout format they want? What is the layout format they want? Not only that, there is some technical format is there, something called LEB grid and other so many things are there. But you understand layout means this sequence, how you want the sequence. That is known as a layout. So this is also very important because generally in the custom report, you don't have this layout saving and removing this option. So what is the output? That is the final output. Let's say you are running the report in the background. If T code is custom T code is vendor aging report is running automatically, and let's say you are sending to some third party tool, and third party tool accept in certain layout. If you put document first, that third party tool may not accept. It should be in this particular sequence only. Then only third party will accept. So you have to discuss the layout with the business, in which layout they want, how they want. Okay. So layout is very important. Along with that, few more thing you can ask. Let's say if I have so many data, I'm running this report. First you can ask what is the custom T code they want. If you are building the custom T code, you may ask with them, or you can, as a consultant, you can inform that I have created. Let's say generally we create ZFI. We start from module at least. Okay, ZFI underscore e-aging, something like that. Okay, or like this report. Let's say this is the T code you have created. So you can ask them what T code you prefer. They may, if they have idea, they will tell. Otherwise, you can give your own logical T code. Okay, but make sure that at least first you are starting with Z and giving the module name. So at least in future, if anybody want to know this T code developed for which module, at least they will have some idea. ZFI or ZR2R, something you have to write, followed by whatever logical code you want. Okay. So you have to ask this T code option also, you have to ask them. Not only that, you have to ask them, let's say I'm running this report. Let's say I have so much huge data. And when I'm running in the foreground, this is known as a foreground. If you go here, I can run in the background. If there is huge data, and every client, every company will have certain processing time. Processing time means if I'm running this T code, if it is exceeding more than 8 minutes, it is just running, but not coming output. So every company will have certain processing time, let's say 8 minutes, 7 minutes. After that also, if it is not executed, it will go into dump. Okay, it will go into dump. Now, let's say to avoid that dump, you can tell to the ABAPer, please run the report. And when report is crossing more than 10,000 line item, then you pop up on a message to the user. Here on message should come saying that please run in background, data is huge. Okay, So what user will see it? Okay, data is used backend. Now I have to run in the background. Okay, so he will go and execute in the background. So this kind of message you can bring. Okay, this kind of message you can bring. If data is used, you can bring the message. It will run in the background. So all this kind of finishing of the report, lot of other finishing terminologies, other finishing words, questions you have to ask with the business to build the report. But these are the basic thing you have to remember. You have to remember this selection input, okay, processing logic, output, and layout. Based on the output, you have to build the processing logic. Now you want company code. Where you can get the company code? Where you can get the company code? Okay, one by one field you start the writing logic. Let's say company code. Company code. Where you can get the company code? First of all, you are building the vendor aging report. What is the table for the vendor aging report? Any open items? Vendor aging report you are making for the open items. Vendor open items. Okay, not for cleared line item. For open items. What is the table? BSIK is a table. Okay. Now BSIK table is a in the CDS view. In S4HANA, it is not the real table. It is into CDS view. Should you use the BSIK table, or you have to go to AC doka? Because AC doka table is a universal table. In future, AC doka table will remain. BSIK we don't know. These are index table, whether it will be there or not. Now they are in display mode, but maybe in the future they will be removed. If they are removed, whole your report you have to again rebuild. So what is the best table as a consultant? AC doka or BSIK? If you are using BSIK, okay, you will find the open items. If you are building the AC doka from AC doka, the logic you're fetching from AC doka, then how can you identify which is the open items? First of all, so in AC doka it will update to date. If clearing date and clearing document is blank, it means that that is open item. So you have to understand this, which table you have to use. Okay, now let's say whatever table you are using, let's say you are using the BSIK table. So in BSIK, how can you get the company code? So you have to go to table BSIK, type here BSIK table, then dash bookers. This is the technical field name. Type this one. Go to BSIK. S16N BSIK. Give your company code one US75. Run it. Okay. So these are the vendor aging report. I mean, this is a vendor open items. Now here you have vendor, you have company code. What is the technical field name of this one? Okay. You can see here front also. It is bookers. You have to type here BSIK dash bookers. Now next vendor code. Vendor code. BSIK. Lifner, I think. Let's see what is the field name. Lifner. Vendor code is coming. Vendor name is not coming. See here in this table. You can find the vendor code, but vendor name is not there in this BSIK. Now, how will get the vendor name? Vendor name. You have to pass this Lifner in the vendor master table. What is the vendor master table?
LFB1.
B1 for the company code label. In company code label, you will not find the vendor description. See here, I will show you. LFB1, pass this vendor number, or the vendor number which you have found here. 501. Let's say 501. 501. If you pass here 501, See, there is no vendor name is not there, right, in this table. You have to pass into LFA1 table, not B1. Okay. Okay, na, Ashok?
Yes.
501. See, here is the vendor name. It is NM1. Okay, so LFA1 NM name 1. LFA1 name 1. You have to give little description also. I'll teach you everything, but first understand how to find out. You have to tell here, pass the listener to table LFA1 and fetch the name 1. Okay, you have to write like this. So your Bapper will understand. Okay, I have to pass the listener into this table to get this field name. Okay, run it. Okay, so this is the name 1. If you have name 2, name 3, then accordingly you have to find out the field name. Now what is next? Terms of payment. Terms of payment. Check here. BSIK, either you are able to find out terms of payment or not. In AC DOCA you'll find, I'm very sure, here you'll check. Maybe baseline date or something you'll find. Observe it here. See, terms of payment is there. Okay, you fetch. What is the technical field name? Press F1. It went. Go to here. It is Z term. Field name is Z term. So BSIK, BSIK, Z term. Okay. And you're getting there itself. Then next, amount in document currency. So accordingly, you'll find all this field here. Whatever you're finding in this table, you directly bring here. Whichever you're not finding, you have to go to next to next table. Okay, like this. Vendor group. Vendor group you will not find. Vendor group you will not find in this table. In BSIK, you will not find vendor group. Not find. Now how will get the vendor group? Pass this table. Pass this table. In the vendor master again. Here. See here you'll find somewhere vendor group. Check here. Vendor group you'll find here. See, this is the vendor group. So you have to pass the vendor number into LFA1 table to get the vendor group. This is the vendor group. What is the technical field name? This is the KTO KK. This is the technical field name. So you have to write here again. Vendor group. LFA1. LFA1. KTO KK. Like this. And you have to write this logic little bit. Fetch KTO KK. Understanding? Ashok, what I'm doing here, you're understanding? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So this is known as a FS. I've already given the FS format. In that format, this is the major thing. All other what you write is a story. Okay. In the FS, but this is the major thing. This is the major thing. This you have to write. Okay. Okay. Let us go little more discussion about any custom report. Next, you have to discuss about the testing. Testing step. Let's say your ABAPer is building this report. They will ask the test steps. How to close their build, to close their development. Okay, they are telling now it is working fine. I'm done with the development. I have to give it to Ashok now for his testing. For that, they need test step. How they have to test this report. or how your user is going to test, either how you are going to test. So you have to write the test steps also into the functional specification. Now how you are going to test this report? Okay, let's say if somebody is asking you to run the test the FBL1N. So what will be your test report, test step, Ashok? Let's say you have to run, there is one test step to run the vendor open items. So how will write the test step? Hmm? That's the reason I have taught multiple time, and I'm telling, if you think that I'm superhero, you'll never learn. You have to practice it. You have to, although it looks very easy, but you have to practice in the pen and paper. Then only you learn it. Okay, tell me, if somebody is asking you to prepare the test cases for the document posting, let's say GL to GL document posting, what will be the test steps? Ashok, what will be the test steps? Do you know what is called test
Yes.
step? What is called test step?
Yes. Yes, sir.
What is that? Hmm? What is called test steps? Samira, what is called test steps?
Thanks. Sir, L1, L2, like that.
Huh. Okay, that's okay,
Testing
but
has
huh.
in
Mhm.
levels will be there, sir. Like L1, L2, L3.
Okay, now let's say you are in L5, that is testing the vendor, testing the GL to GL posting accounting document. How will prepare the test steps? Test step. I'm talking L1, L2, those are known as test scenario.
Okay.
Test steps. Test step
Okay.
means what? I'm asking that.
Like that, sir. First we will log in SAP.
Then
And we give the T code
uh,
FBL1
then
and give the vendor number.
You got it now. So like this, when you want to test this custom T code which you have built, how you are going to test it? So same, you have to write step one. If it is Fiori, then you have to tell log into Fiori, log into SAP or Fiori. Step two, you have to tell enter. If it is Fiori app you have built, you have to tell that search this vendor aging report Fiori app. If you have built a T code, you have to tell enter T code, whatever custom T code you have built. Let's say ZFI underscore aging. This is you have built. So you have to tell this is that enter this T code. Step three. Okay. Enter required input selection. You have to tell parameter. Third step. Okay. Step four. Verify the output. Your output is coming, you have to verify. If there is any exceptional scenario, you have to write in more detail. Verify like this, verify like that. Okay. So this is known as a test step. You have to write the test step. In the FS, you have to write the test steps also. It is also important. Okay. Now, sixth point, you have to write the authorization or security, let's say. Once it goes live, who can run this report? Who has the authorization for this report? Which kind of user can run this report? What is the roles required? Let's say it went in live and Ishan is telling that I'm not able to run the report, but Ashok is able to run the report. It means that Ashok has some roles which Ishan doesn't have. What is that control? What is that control? So you have to discuss little bit about the security part also in the FS. Okay. For this, security team will come and they will ask you. So control, they'll ask, control you want to give at what level? Let's say Ashok is able to run for US 75, but he's not able to run for US 76. Company code level, you can give control. Or Ashok is able to run the for purchase organization 1, 2, 3, but he's not able to run for purchase organization 5, 6, 7. Control at the purchase organization level. So this security discussion also you have to do. They will ask you, maybe business will not be aware. They will ask you, okay, you only do, but if the best, please do it. Sometimes if they have already used SAP like ECC and they have come to S4HANA, and if it is lift and shift, then not a problem. Already it is there in ECC. Okay. But if they don't know, you have to make them understand in very simple language. Then only you'll get answer. Otherwise, it is very difficult. So you have to talk about security point of view also you have to discuss. Whenever you build any kind of report, generally, okay? Okay, you are understanding, right? What I'm trying to tell here. So these are the parameters, these are the principles of any report. These are the principles of any report. If you know this principle, then only you can build any custom report. Major is this one, processing logic. How each field, how you are going to derive the value. How you are going to derive the value. Okay. Let's say they want attachment also, attachment. Either in particular line item attachment is there or not. Why I'm bringing the attachment? You may not be knowing the table name for the attachment. Either in any document there is attachment is there or not. Now this is where your pain point will start. Your pain point will start. Because you may not be knowing the table of the attachment. Anybody knows the table of the attachment? If I want to see either in this document any attachment is there or not. In which table I can go and see? Anybody has idea? Hello? Anybody has idea? How can I see the attachment? In this either attachment is there or not, if I want to see at the table level, anybody know the table? Yes, no?
No, sir.
Okay. That's where now your struggle will start. When you don't know something and you have to bring that field, you have to struggle a lot to find the table, find the logic. Sometimes you have to combine 2, 3 table to get one field value. Like here, see you're combining two field, BSIK plus LFA1. Then only you're getting. So that's the in that scenario only your FS become little difficult. When you don't know much table, field name, you don't know how the table behaves, how this table works. I don't want to confuse, but your BSIK table and LF, see, let's say you're running vendor aging report, FBL1N, age on this date. Okay, I don't have any posting as of now. Okay, let me just post one document quickly. FB60. Your, I mean your FBL1N and this open item and what your BSIK shows will never match. Sometime it will not match. So when vendor is running, when client is running the FBL1N, they may get one result, and if you go in BSIK, you'll get another result. There is one logic is there. If you can grab, I can train you, because this very often you'll face this challenge. Okay, see here what happened. Listen here very carefully. Difference between FBL1N. FBL1N open item. Okay. You want to see open item, and you are telling BSIK is also open item. But what value you are able to see in the FBL1, same will not be there in this one, BSIK. There is reason. Let's say here you posted one invoice. Invoice you posted on, let's say 01/08/2024. Okay, for 10,000 rupees. Now it will be age on this date. If you run the report, if you go here in FBL1 and if you run the report age on this date, you can find here also, you can find in this table also. Now let's say you made the payment. Listen here very carefully. It is very important. You might have never observed this one because you might have never built the report by using the BSIK. Let's say I made the I let's say paid 2 days itself. 08 I paid 2024. Now if I run the report age on this date, then it will be not available here also. Not available here also. You will not find in both the table. If I'm running the report, see, if I'm running payment done, okay, payment done. Let me write here. So when you post the vendor invoice, it will be minus, okay, minus. Observe sometime in table level, it will not update the sign, okay, that you have to observe. In table level, it will not update the sign. If you go table level, it will be just everything positive. So let's say here I made the payment plus 10,000. Okay, 10,000. 10,000. Now let's say I'm running the report. Agent run report agent. Let's say I'm running 14 only running or 15 I'm running for safer side. Let's say I'm running on 15. Now if I run the report in FBL1N, then as an open item this invoice will not come, not available. It will not come. Here also it will not come. Okay, if I run the table also it will not come. But see here, if I'm running the report, listen here very carefully. This is where the contradictory there between table and field. If I'm running on 10, let's say, if I'm running on 10, then this vendor, this invoice will show as an open item in the FBL1N. Because you have cleared on 14, you have made the payment on 14, you have cleared on 14. So before 14, if I run by using FBL1N, it will still show the open item. It will show open item. Table level, once you clear it, no matter where you clear and no matter when you run, it will never be available. Okay. It will never be available. If I'm running a report on this date, if I go and run at the 10 and August, it will show this invoice will show as an open item in the FBL1. But in table level, it will never show. Once it is cleared, it is done. It become history. Is it clear? Hello? Hello?
Yes,
Guys,
Sir.
now see here, when you're using the BSIK report table to build the report, if user is running the vendor open item report age on this date by using FBL1N, he will tell that this invoice is showing as an open item. But it is not coming same in my report, in vendor aging report. Why it is not coming? Because you have used this table. So when you're running, because he will have access of FBL1N T code. When you're running FBL1N, it is telling that this invoice is coming as an open item in my report. But same is not coming in this report. What you have built. So there you'll face challenge. Now how to achieve it? Wait for tomorrow. We'll discuss tomorrow. But you understand the behavior of this table. Is it clear, right? Hello? You got it now, the difference between FBL1N and BSIK table?
yes, sir.
Venkat, did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, chalo. Thank you guys. See you tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Bye-bye.